Hello VC, Big Star 1000 with Gimme Ten 1989, and this is the last video I'm going to make in a while, so enjoy it. You can always go back in my back catalogue, there's plenty of videos to watch, but I'm going to be traveling for about 6 weeks. Leaving, yes, very soon, and going to New York, Paris, Lisbon in Portugal, and Singapore. Doing like a round the world kind of a thing. No, not quite, but yeah, I'll be out for 6 weeks. So you know, if you live in those parts of the world, you might bump into me. You never know. And if you desperately want to hang out, just send me a message on YouTube or something. But I would say with New York being there only for a week, I'm not sure I have a great amount of time to do that. But so I won't be making videos for a while. Yeah, I'm very excited, obviously, because it's always good to go on holidays and go places. And for me, it's going home as well, to France, to spend Christmas in France with my family. So it's always a good occasion. So I will start 1989 with some classics. I mean, I'm not really inventing anything here. I think one of the key releases of 1989 is Doolittle by the Pixies. Last week I was talking about Surfer Rosa, and I don't know which one is my favorite Pixies album. It fluctuates. At the moment I think it would be Surfer Rosa, but this is almost my favorite half of the time. It probably is my favorite now. Look at the song titles, and Hey, and Here Comes Your Man, and Mr. Greaves, Gadge Away, Debaser, Tame, Wave of Mutilation. I mean, you can't ignore that. So Black Francis, Frank Black, and Joey Santiago, Kim Deal. What a band! What a band! And equally as impressive is the debut by Manchester's own Stone Roses, which is really amazing. I mean, from the opener, I Want to Be Adored, She Bangs the Drums, Waterfall, which is kind of almost my favorite song on the record. Made of Stone, and the last song, the very last song, I'm the Resurrection, is just such an epic closer. I mean, could be in the running for one of the best closing songs ever. Stone Roses, a great indie album, great sort of, what would you call it, slowcore, dream pop, indie pop record, On Fire by Galaxy 500. What a great album. Band from, I think, Boston or in that area, and just a really dreamy, ethereal, sort of slightly shoegazy kind of record. Hazy is what I want to say, really. Dean Warrenham and Naomi and Damon Krukowski, great band, Galaxy 500. Blue Thunder, When Will You Come, Snowstorm, When We Come Home, actually, great album. Today is great too. I've got a little, preference for this. A great hip hop album here. It's a great hip hop album by De La Soul. uh, the Native Tongues Posse, that's all, from New York City, friends of Tribe Called Quest and all that. This is a phenomenal record. I mean, famous also for its use of, or infamous for its, lawsuit of samples. I think it was the Turtles, the Zombies that sued them first. But really, such an amazing, amazing record. Me, Myself, and I, and Puddles in My Lawn. The Magic Number, Daisy Age, great record. 3 Feet High and Rising. Disintegration by The Cure is also a phenomenal record from 1989. You could almost argue the last great record, although Wish is very, very good too. But like in the scheme of their career, sort of reached kind of a peak and disintegration. Pictures of You and Love Song, Lullaby, Fascination Street. I mean, almost everything is a single on this. Disintegration. Two albums that are related, so I'm going to talk about them at the same time, kind of. The first one is a soundtrack by Peter Gabriel called Passion. Soundtrack for a movie called Last Temptation of Christ by Martin Scorsese. And this album is phenomenal. It's a kind of a world music soundtrack, very, again, ethereal, ambient, a little bit drony, a little bit, but it is really largely inspired on what you would know as world music. His label specializes in that, whatever his label is called, Real World, that's it. And this is a fabulous soundtrack, and it's got a cast of lots of really key musicians. Baba Mal and El Shankar and Billy Cobham is on this, and Youssou N'Dour, and lots of really world class sort of African, Asian musicians. And Peter Gabriel took inspiration. I mean, this is essential, this soundtrack. I think if you haven't heard this, and if you're not a fan of Peter Gabriel for a reason or another, just give this a go, because it's not Peter Gabriel as you know it. It's really a world music album, really. And it took inspiration on all these sort of African and Asian or Indian musicians. And he even compiled an album called Passion, The Sources, where the music comes from. And the very first track on Sources is a track of this album, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, Pakistan's sort of a premier singer, Pakistan's Elvis Presley, if you like. Although, no, I think in my opinion, far superior in his vocal range and delivery. And this is his first and best album, Shaanshah, devotional Qawwali. I think the style of music is devotional singing. This is just amazing. So those two albums, Passion and Shaanshah, they're related. They're on the same label. This inspired this, and I don't know which one is the best of the two, but you must get both of them. This is amazing. Devotional singing. I think Jeff Buckley was a huge fan of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Finishing with a trio of albums, a live album which I listened to over and over and over again when I was a teenager. This was really an album that completely changed my way of hearing music, I think. And it's the Live 101 Depeche Mode, 1988. That's a double live album, Depeche Mode 101. And it's called 101 for good reason, because it's almost like a greatest hits. It's like, it's like, if you want to know your basic Depeche Mode up to that point, everything is there. Master and Servant, People Are People, Strange Love, Behind the Wheel. I mean, what is Strange Love? As I said, Blasphemous Rumors, Stripped, Things You Said, Shake the Disease. I mean, Everything Counts. Just can't get enough. It is Depeche Mode 101. Absolutely is. Amazing album, amazing double album. I think if you're into Depeche Mode and you haven't heard this, I mean, I'm urging you. This last installment is delivering the goods. It's really good. A great album by the leader of Askadu, Workbook by Bob Mould. This is a stunning album, stunning, sort of in the same vein as R.E.M., I guess, and that kind of American indie, 80s, early 90s indie rock. This is a wonderful album. It's just really, really heartfelt and really, very, very fine, almost singer-songwriter, but in sort of in the realm of indie rock, kind of. This I bought for peanuts back years and years ago, and I still marvel at it. Workbook by Bob Mould. And the last album from 1989 is a French record, a classic French album from the 80s, which is one of the sort of touchstones of French rock in the 80s. And I'm talking about Putas Fever by the band Mano Negra. Mano Negra was fronted by Manu Chao, which some of you might know. I guess you could classify Mano Negra as a French Clash of sorts. They've got this sound like the Clash. They sing in 3 languages: French, Spanish, 4 languages: French, Spanish, Arabic, and English. And this is such a great party album. It's so fun. King Kong 5, Soledad, Sidi Habibi, Pas assez de toi is fantastic. La Pachanka, just a really iconic French record from the 1980s with an iconic sleeve, and which I can show because there's no nudity there. It's just a little bit of, pin-up 1950s or 1940s. Fantastic record, Putas Fever. And on these words, I will log out for a while. So you may not see me for about 2 months from now on. I hope you have a good Christmas, everybody. That you have a great holiday season and you receive amazing presents. Maybe I'll see you back maybe in February, I guess, because that's when I'm coming back pretty much. Maybe I'll be showing some finds from USA, France, Portugal, maybe even Singapore. Who knows? Take care, VC.